Hey golfers, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video we're going to discuss how to video your golf swing correctly. If you're anything like me, you probably like to put your swing up on camera and compare it against some of the world's best. And again, if you're anything like me, you like to pull your swing up on camera, compare it against the world's best, and realize just how far off we actually are. So it's really important that when we video our golf swing that we have the correct angles. There's two angles we want, and the positioning of the camera is absolutely critical for you to take a good look at what's going on in your golf swing. So let's get stuck in, and before we get started, if you could, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get going. So that you can appreciate the importance of the camera angle when videoing your golf swing, I'm going to take the same swing, two cameras. One is going to be in the correct position and the other one is going to be 1 foot out of place. And we're going to take a look at the difference that we're going to see from those two swings.
So this is the exact same golf swing from two different camera angles. The one on the left is the correct camera angle and the one on the right is where the camera is more down the ball target line. So even straight away from setup, we can see that we could look at this video and think that we're aimed off to the right, when in actual fact, we're not. Okay, and other things like just a random position on the backswing. Let's take it to, say, here, and same position on this side. You're going to see a dramatic difference in the appearance of where the club is actually pointing. Then drop a line straight down here and a line straight down there. So very, very different look, even though the exact same golf swing. Okay, so just really important that we get these camera angles correct and consistent.
The two angles we want to look at our golf swing from is called down the line, number one, which is this way, as if I was hitting here and the camera will be back where you are looking at me. Number two is called face on, and that would be me hitting this way and the camera right in front of me. Now, those are the angles, but the positioning of the camera in terms of height and what it can capture is absolutely essential. So let's talk about down the line first and how to position that camera. So there are three things I want to cover when you're setting your camera up down the line to video your golf swing. Number one is the distance it is from the golf ball, how far back the camera should be. Number two, what height should the camera be? And number three, what line should it be on? Like, where should that camera be pointing? Okay, so let's discuss number one, distance from the golf ball. Now, what you should be able to see when you're the correct distance from the golf ball is your entire golf swing. And I don't mean in terms of entire body, I mean the entire club, right through from backswing to the top position, down and through into a follow through. If your camera is far enough back, you're going to be able to see all those things. Now, before somebody says in the comments, but Dave, I can't see all of your golf swing from your camera angle. Well, that's just because for YouTube, I'm videoing in landscape, and it's really important when videoing your golf swing, you video it in portrait. And put simply, portrait is when you're holding your phone, same way you would when you're texting. We're not turning it sideways. So keep it in portrait and far enough back to see your whole golf swing. So let's look at number two, pretty simple one, this height the camera sits at. So the height that we want the camera to sit at is the height of our hands, okay? So that would be, as I set up the camera the same height as my hands. So if you have a tripod, set it up for that height. If your friend's holding it, get them to hunker down. If you're setting it up on something, make sure it's the height of your hands, okay? Sometimes I'll get videos sent to me where it's up here at chest height, maybe their friend's holding it and he's about 7 foot, so he's kind of looking down on your golf swing, not just as good. Or sometimes people will set it on the ground, it's down really low, and again, you're not going to get the same perspective, okay? So we've got distance from the ball and the height nailed down at this point. Number three, and probably the one I see people getting wrong most often, is the line where the camera should be pointing or positioned. So let's look at that, and it's a really, really important one. So the third thing we're going to look at in this down the line perspective is the positioning of the camera. So basically what that means is, where should the camera lens be pointed? Now, where people get this wrong a lot of the time is they'll set their camera up and they'll point it down the target line. Okay, and that makes sense, and that would be fine if you're wanting to see ball flight. The cameras and the phones now are so good, you could probably see a little bit of that. But not so good when we're looking at our golf swing, because if we're wrong on this by even a foot and it's offline, it's going to completely change the visual of our golf swing and the positions. So when we're setting this up in terms of line and where we're pointing the camera, we want to make sure in that setup that it looks right through our hands, okay? That's what we're looking for. So if you think about it, we've got the correct distance back, we've got the correct height of our hands, and the camera pointing right through our hands, okay? I'm going to pull up some images of good camera angles, obviously, to give you an idea of what we're looking for. And that about covers the down the line perspective, and knowing what you need to do from that down the line, it's going to be much easier for you to video the face on. So from the face on perspective, we're looking for the same three things: the distance back from the golf ball, number two, the height that it should be at, and number three, where the lens should be pointed. So number one, distance back, same thing as down the line. We want to make sure it's far enough away that we can capture the entire golf club throughout the whole swing, okay? Club head, that is. Number two, pretty straightforward, same as the down the line. We want the camera to be the same height as our hands, okay? And number three, again, the one that I would see people getting wrong the most would be where the lens is pointed. This one's quite simple. As you set up, you want the lens pointed straight at you, okay? So sometimes what I would do, set up, take a look up, make sure I'm looking straight into the lens. If it's a foot over to the right, I'm not in the right position, or the camera is not in the right position. So really make sure that that's correct, okay? So listen, I just wanted to make this video today because I really appreciate the importance of this. Being a golf coach and teaching online, I see that if the camera angle is perfect, I can really see everything that's happening in the golf swing. And whether or not you work on your golf game, you maybe go to the range and video it, just make sure these camera angles are correct and consistent every time you video your golf swing. Okay, so as always, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about this, how to set it up, please just drop it into the comment section. I'll be more than happy to help you out. And as always, if you could, please don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.